What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in to another video. Today we are doing our first portrait vlog type thing. So this is the next photography vlog, so just cue it.
Hello.
Soph, what's up? We still good for tonight?
Yes, sir.
Alright, here's Sophie. She's the model for tonight. This is Slaney. He's my buddy from day one.
No, I don't.
He's helping me film tonight. Right, Slaney?
Yes, I just ran 10 miles. I'm exhausted.
Just a little exhausted?
Just a tiny bit.
This dude's so freaking cool. I wish you guys could feel him, because he's like softening his little nubby tail. Let's go do the photo shoot. Alright guys, we made it to Pittsburgh. We're gonna take the first shot. How are you feeling, Soph?
I'm feeling nervous.
Alright, we got this. So, let's get it. Dude, what do you think of that one?
I like that.
That is awesome.
That is good.
Kind of ambitious.
Alright, I'm changing to the 85 mil because I want to get Sophie right here in the middle of this street, get her framed up right behind that awning and get some good compression from back there. I think that'll add some really good depth and it'll just be a little bit different from the 35 millimeters we've been shooting at.
Please do it side by side in the video.
Okay. Syndrome is up now. Alright, so we were going to the next location, but we saw this amazing mural wall right here that would be fire for a picture, so we pulled over for like 5-10 minutes to get some dope pics. Come on, 35. Stand here and kind of stand like this. Perfect. There we go. This is the best photo for the night. Alright guys, we are back here. I have edited the photos. I've basically edited the video. I want to put a few more sound effects in, see how that goes. But let's talk about these photos real quick. So this first location that we went to, there was these ivy vines hanging there, and this was the original, like the before, and here's the after. So I really liked this. It was a nice simple location to start at. It had the nice background of the vines, and I was able to edit the greens down so that way it kind of made it seem moody behind but nice and warm, like when it was focused on Sophie, and it kind of didn't distract from her. The second shot is this shot of the dead vines, the bare cement wall with a couple of the leaves right there. I like this because she's kind of posing cool with her hair a little to the side and it's voluminous, whatever that word is. I really like this because the contrast is cool and her face is right above the shadow that cuts across her like neck and collarbone, and it's just a really nice, good composed shot. So the next place was right beside the vine wall where these flowers, this kind of like lot with, you know, not daisies, but weeds, like what many people would consider weeds and flowers. So the first shot was this one, and I liked it. I thought it was really cool having the flowers out of focus, the bokeh nice and creamy, nice and good, but it wasn't quite what I wanted. And then we ended up with this. It's nice, it's crisp. The flower is almost covering her eye, but it isn't, and it's framed and it takes you right to her. We had seen this place called Cadoba, and they had these nice orange chairs out in front, and then there was a bike that just happened to be there whenever we were walking close to it. So I was like, you know, this would be a really cool shot if I could get her framed inside of it, since I just did that with the flowers. So this first shot was kind of cool, kind of nice, and the lighting was good, the warmth was great, but it just wasn't quite what I wanted. It wasn't as filled. So I had her reach up, put her hand on the bike, and we got this shot. I think it's really cool because her hand adds that depth. The bike is out of focus and it's not too bright, but you can still see it and it complements her. There's not a lot of negative space in this image and her posing's really cool. I just think that it leads you into it and it's very nice. These chairs were really cool. We were talking about it since we saw them. She was excited about it, I was excited about it, but I wasn't sure what we were gonna do. So these shoes that she's wearing are her new shoes, and I wanted to get this kind of wide angle shot of her shoes right there, and it kind of leads you up to it, and her face is far behind, but it's obviously the focal point of the image. This first shot was not quite what I wanted. It wasn't as close, it wasn't as wide, it was kind of just flat, and while it was a little different, it was almost boring. I reposed. I think I went to the 23 millimeters instead of the 18 that I shot, the 35 or the 18 that I shot it at first. Got this image, and it is just fire. You know, has the foot right there, and it's filling up that negative space that would be down at the bottom right of the image, and then her leg leads you up to her and how she's posing. Just really good pose. I like how her face isn't just like looking straight at the camera, it's kind of like aloof. Just a really nice composition. This next shot, we were kind of walking and trying to find this hot metal bridge. We weren't sure what we were gonna do. We walked past and we saw that alleyway that we were shooting in. I'm like, this is going to be gas. This metal grate frame right here, it would have been kind of cool if she was standing in front of it, and she was for a minute, but I was like, not working out. What if we got you to stand up, put your arm behind it, and have your other arm down below? And we got these two shots. Just really good, really clean. It's a little different, and the way that she's posing isn't traditional, which is very nice. Then I switched to the 85 mil, which you guys saw. I wanted to get a little bit of that compression, and we got this shot of her jumping, and then we got the hair flipping shots. Now, these are really cool shots. The compression is great, and it fills the frame nice, and it's obviously a portrait. I just don't know if it really fit in with the theme of what we were doing. Typically, if you're shooting and you're making a set of images or you're on a portrait shoot, you want to have one focal length or two focal lengths. You don't want to have a huge variation, because then it kind of looks like, oh, her features are like really close to the camera, kind of like that. And then like you have the other ones where you're the whole way back here and it's flat and compressed. So you want to have one or two focal lengths that you're shooting at, and whatever focal length you're shooting at, the theme should be the same. Next one is this bench one. I think it is just really good, and we got this picture of her reaching up to the camera. Just really nice, adds depth, and it is exactly what I wanted to go for with that image. As we were driving to the next location, we saw this green wall, this green mural. We got this first picture of her between the weeds. I just think it's cool, the framing, the bokeh, and she's just kind of feeling it right there with her arms out, with Tyrone, the Triceratops, just in her hand. I just think it's a really cool pic, and I wanted to include it just because it was cool. These next two images I think are really nice. The first one is the shot of me kind of going along the wall, shooting her, and it's just a really nice, almost quiet, serene image. Second image is whenever I was like telling her to put her arm like beneath her, one arm beneath her other arm. I got a little bit low because the original composition wasn't working. I got this shoot up shot, and it worked out pretty well. I was pretty surprised with it. The final shot we wanted to get was on the Clemente Bridge. So the first one, we get up, I'm like, yo, it would be really cool if we framed you, because we were doing framing a lot. So this first shot was pretty good, but I'm thinking we can do something better. We end up going into the middle of the bridge. This is the first shot unedited. This is the shot edited before Photoshop, and this is it without Photoshop. Just so nice, so clean, and it's really cool the way that she's in the arch, and it like draws you in to look at her face, and the yellow line leads you up from the bottom of the picture. It kind of just brings it all into center on Sophie, and I just think that that's a really cool composition. So that's all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. First portrait shoot turned out very well and got some really good images that not only I was happy with, but Sophie was happy with as well. Go back to my last video and check it out, because I am doing a giveaway at 100 subscribers. Go watch that for the details. Right now, all you have to know is subscribe, hit the bell, go and comment to the answer that I asked in that last video. But until then, make sure you guys keep creating, and I will catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.